Welcome back. We're here to talk about Wednesday's London derby between Chelsea and Tottenham. Pascal, start with Chelsea. Goalless draw last time out.
Yeah, a bit disappointing for them. Obviously, going to Sunderland, they were heavy favourites there. And, it wasn't the worst performance, but Sunderland, you have to give huge credit to them. They were fantastic for me. Lee Catamol, he was so good in the middle of midfield, and he just blocked so many shots. Chelsea, they took so many shots from outside the box. And, if you look at the stats afterwards, it just says, nearly 20 shots I think they had. And you look at that and you think they dominated, but they didn't really. They were restricted. They couldn't really get the ball into Costa. He had quite a quiet game. And, they couldn't really get it into him, and they just took so many shots from outside the box. And I don't think they really deserved anything out of it. They almost conceded late on, and it was almost their first defeat of the season. But, a point's a point. It's not the worst thing, but, yeah, I think disappointing not to win there.
Yeah, it would have been a disappointing result, especially how impressive they've been all season. They're still 6 points clear at the top of the table, despite dropping points there. They're unbeaten in 20 in all competitions, won 8 out of 9 at home. The only issue would be now that City gained a bit of ground on them. They're now breathing down their necks. They're in second place. They were always in third, and there always seemed to be that gap with Southampton separating them. But now 6 points in it is not a huge gap. It's not unassailable for City, and Chelsea, they can't really afford to go out of the good form they've been in so far. There's talk of them going the Invincibles, but they can't get complacent. They can't take their eye off the ball because they need to keep going, and this is a big game for them.
Certainly, isn't there? Without Diego Costa as well. Obviously, I said he was quite quiet against Sunderland, and he was lucky not to be sent off in the first half. There was that he had a coming together with John O'Shea, and for me, O'Shea sort of kicked him first, and then Costa reacted and kicked him as well. So I think Kevin Friend, he made the right decision. Not to send off either of them. If he was going to send off one, I think he should have sent off both. And then, so he got away with that one, but then he clattered Wes Brown with a flailing arm, and that got him a booking. So he's now suspended for this one. It'd be interesting to see, I think, who Mourinho starts in place of him. It's going to be Drogba or Remy. And you would have thought Drogba, he'd be sort of just a luxury signing when they signed him in the summer, but he's actually sort of gone ahead of Remy in the sort of pecking order now. He's the sort of the first sub now. So I think Drogba probably start here. He probably fancies his chance. He loves, playing for Chelsea, especially in front of the fans at Stamford Bridge. So I think he'll relish this opportunity, because Costa's going to start almost every other game. So it'd be a big chance for Drogba.
I think the lack of Costa will be a big thing in the game because Tottenham defended so well against Everton, didn't they? All round the field, and they had to because Everton had by far more possession than Tottenham in that match. It was a really good performance in that victory. They came from behind again, showed great character. They've done it so many times this season now, and Pochettino will be happy with that. And this was the first time in a long time they played like Pochettino would want them to play, as he did against Southampton, pressing all over the field. So many positives. Soldado got his first league goal since March. Harry Kane, another really good performance from him. So things are looking up for Tottenham now. It's really encouraging performance.
Yeah, there's sort of been on-off moments. Then that defeat at home to Stoke, but that was their only defeat in their last 7 games. You sort of. There's a feeling around Spurs that they're not quite there, but they have won 6 of their last 7 games. So things are definitely looking up. That was the win against Everton. That's one of their sort of top 4, top 6 contender at least, and that took them. They're now just 5 points off the top 4, climbing the table steadily. And I think there's plenty of positive signs for Spurs recently, but this is just such a tough game for them going to Stamford Bridge. Obviously, everyone knows that Chelsea have just been in imperious form, especially at home this season. So it's such a tough game for them.
What's your score prediction for it?
Yeah, I think Chelsea. They've got a great recent record against Spurs, haven't they? In the last few years, and I think this is going to be a 2-0 win for them.
Yeah, Tottenham struggle in the big games as well, don't they? They leak quite a few goals, and even without Costa, I see Chelsea winning this fairly comfortable. I think I can agree with 2-0 there. So both going for fairly comfortable Chelsea victories. Thanks for watching.